Venezuelan migrants face imminent deportation under U.S. wartime law amid legal battles. The Trump administration's efforts to deport hundreds of Venezuelan migrants under the rarely used Alien Enemies Act have sparked urgent legal challenges and a temporary halt by the U.S. Supreme Court. Migrants held in Texas detention centers were notified of imminent deportations despite court rulings requiring due process, raising constitutional and humanitarian concerns. A group of Venezuelan migrants detained in Texas were informed they would be deported immediately under the Alien Enemies Act, an 18th-century law granting the president wartime authority to summarily remove nationals of hostile countries, which the Trump administration invoked citing alleged gang threats. The U.S. Supreme Court issued a temporary pause on deportations early April 18, 2025, after lawyers argued that the migrants were being deported without the judicial review mandated by the court, highlighting potential violations of due process rights. Federal judges, including U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, have ruled that the government cannot deport individuals under the Alien Enemies Act without providing hearings. However, the administration has resisted full compliance, prompting ongoing litigation and appeals. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, filed class action lawsuits and emergency appeals on behalf of the migrants, warning that many were given less than 24 hours notice and insufficient opportunity to contest their deportations. In March 2025, 137 Venezuelans alleged to be members of the Tren de Aragua gang were deported to El Salvador and imprisoned in the Maximum Security Terrorism Confinement Center, CECOT, without trial or clear legal recourse, raising human rights concerns. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and Justice Department have declined to provide detailed information about deportation flights, citing counterterrorism and operational security. Officials have stated they reserve the right to resume deportations despite court challenges. Separately, a federal appeals court rejected the Trump administration's attempt to end temporary protected status for approximately 350,000 Venezuelan migrants maintaining their legal protections against deportation for now. Critics argue that the use of the Alien Enemies Act circumvents constitutional protections and due process, effectively enabling summary deportations without fair hearings. Migrants and advocates emphasize the risk of persecution and inhumane treatment upon deportation. The situation underscores a deepening conflict between the executive branch's immigration enforcement policies and judicial oversight, with the Supreme Court and lower courts acting as key battlegrounds over the limits of presidential power and migrant rights. This evolving crisis highlights the tension between national security claims and human rights protections, as hundreds of Venezuelan migrants remain caught in a legal and humanitarian limbo amid aggressive deportation efforts by the Trump administration.